We mentioned your safety is our top priority, and all week long we'll focus on ways to keep you and your family safe. Tomorrow it's all about Halloween safety. Maybe a fun day for the kids, but we know their safety is at the front of your minds.
And tomorrow morning we're going to bring you what you need to know when it does come to pedestrian safety, visibility, candy safety, even those apps that can all help keep your kids safe this Halloween.
Overcome with grief, the community of Pittsburgh is preparing to bury the first of 11 victims today who were killed in that senseless act of violence at a synagogue.
This morning, new video is giving a glimpse of the barrage of bullets that sprayed through the place of worship on Saturday.
I'm hearing people screaming, and it's seared in my brain. I can't erase that tape.
Well, Rabbi Jeffrey Myers recounting the carnage as the gunmen stormed the Tree of Life synagogue during a baby naming ceremony.
Something just innately told me that's a semi-automatic weapon. I immediately announced to my congregation, drop to the floor, do not move, don't utter a sound.
Federal prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty for the suspected shooter. Today, the President and First Lady will be visiting Pittsburgh to meet with families of the victims. The Las Vegas community continues to stand with Pittsburgh during this time. An event will be held this Thursday night to remember the victims. Everyone is invited to join the Anti-Defamation League, Jewish Nevada, Board of Rabbis, along with all of the local synagogues for a community-wide vigil. It will take place at the Temple Beth Shalom near DI and Town Center at 6:30.
Do you understand why I stopped you?
Stopped me because I had my baby
in your lap.
In my lap.
How is that a good idea?
It wasn't a good idea.
At least he admits it.
Yeah, new video this morning that is definitely upsetting. Body camera shows officers near Atlanta finding a baby on the floor of a car during a traffic stop.
Yeah, the baby's father pulled over for carrying the child actually on his lap. You heard him admit there in the video to the officer, but there's more. Police also found drugs, a stolen gun, and this.
Extended mag right here between the seat. This would have been bad real quick.
Hey, sweetie, I know. It's not your fault. Just being a baby.
The child's now in the custody of her mom, and the father faces 5 different charges, including child endangerment.
It is 5:10. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Several people caught on camera breaking into cars over in Summerlin. In our next half hour, the simple things that you can do inside your car to make it less of a target.
Plus, a Southern Nevada staple turns purple for a good cause. The work it took to transform Hoover Dam.
Looking outside, we've got a cold front that came through last night, so winds are already starting to barrel in from the north across the northern part of the valley. I want to show you that our winds will blow from 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts even stronger than that. We'll check the winds for the central and the southern parts of Las Vegas, and we'll see how long they last into Halloween with 7-Day Planner.
What was supposed to be a relaxing vacation turned into a disturbing situation for one couple after, get this, they discovered a hidden camera inside their cruise ship cabin.
You could see once it was taken out of the bundle of wires, it was an actual camera.
The couple quickly called management and got a worker to remove the device. Coming up in minutes, how Carnival Cruise Line is responding to the incident and who now has that device.
Well, more lawsuits have been filed against USA Gymnastics, and this time they have ties to Las Vegas. 2 local sisters say that they were victims of former doctor Larry Nassar, and they were both assaulted while on the national team.
We didn't know what he was doing on there. He was telling us he was going to fix us and to make us better, and all we wanted to do was get out on the floor and do gymnastics.
The toxic culture at USA Gymnastics created an environment where we are afraid to come forward.
Well, that is Tasha and Jordan Schweikert, and they have a lawsuit out there, and it claims USA Gymnastics enabled and failed to prevent the abuse. Now, the U.S. Olympic Committee is also named in the lawsuit. USA Gymnastics said in a statement that it doesn't comment on pending litigation. They also say that they have undergone significant reforms Former Dr. Larry Nassar was sentenced earlier this year and will spend the rest of his life in prison.
A lot of you are talking about this next story and sharing it online. Hoover Dam turning purple to honor the survivors and victims of domestic violence because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Using purple gels on each base light, the dam really glows there. Production Resource Group does the work for this transformation on the 726-foot wall. The dam will be lit up from the foundation rock starting at the Colorado River to the crest of the dam. This effort was spearheaded by SafeNest of Nevada and the state's largest, that is the state's largest domestic violence nonprofit, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, very neat to see that data. We are talking about a Halloween forecast tomorrow. This time of late October, we're typically cooling down. Our average high on Halloween in Las Vegas during the afternoon is only 74 degrees. We've been as warm as 86. That's the record Halloween high. And we can see rain this time of year. Quarter inch is the record daily rainfall for the 31st of October. With all that in mind, no complaints, no major complaints about a Halloween forecast of 72 degrees tomorrow. Yeah, that's chilly. And yes, there will be winds, especially during the daytime on Halloween, some 15 to 25 mile-per-hour breezes. But come trick-or-treat time tomorrow, the winds, they should be calming down. Take a look at the trick-or-treat numbers. 70 degrees at 5 p.m. When we take the little kiddos out for some late afternoon trick-or-treating. And then after dark at 6 p.m., we'll drop into the upper 60s, 64 at 7 p.m., down to 62 at 8 p.m. And for the big kids, later on tomorrow evening, we will tumble down into the 50s. But the chilly air is going to remain in place here for a while. 69 degrees right now at McCarran. Not so nice because there's a stiff wind from the north at about 20 miles per hour. So it feels cooler than those 60-degree temperatures would indicate. We'll look for numbers to stay stuck in the 60s all morning. Midday into the afternoon, we'll try to climb back into the low 70s. Now, the winds today could gust to 35 miles per hour. Tonight, tomorrow morning, still some 25-mile-per-hour winds. But then on Thursday, the winds will reduce. I'm really liking the way the forecast looks later this week, Thursday, Friday, into the weekend. Winds tomorrow will still be fairly breezy, and that certainly is going to be the case today. We've got this weather system sliding through the central Rockies. That is why we've got this cooler than average air, or cooler than we have been forecasts in for Halloween. Low medium pollen levels not going to cause any big issues. Nina, the weekend looks fantastic. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got temperatures in the 70s. It does look like we'll be back near 80 degrees, though, just in time for the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Well, I have some great updates for you guys this morning as you head out the door. First off, that construction at the 95 north and southbound lanes on the Spaghetti Bowl right at the 15 that shut down those lanes overnight, now back open for you guys. Take a look at this traffic. Not really that looking that bad this morning. I wish the freeway stays like this for the rest of the day, right? Also, another good update for you. We have that crash on the southbound lane of Paradise right before you get to Windmill. That crash also clearing up right now. We have Live Drive still out there on scene. As you can see, the vehicle involved in the crash now in the tow truck, so this area should be clear in the next couple of minutes, guys.
Thank you, Nina. It is 5:20, and in exactly 1 week, you'll be able to head to the polls. And if you have to work on Election Day, you can still cast your vote.
The state law that protects you 1 day out of the year. Get ready to rock and roll all night. Legendary band Kiss has announced the first set of dates for their final tour. The band will perform February 15th, 2019 at the T-Mobile Arena. Tickets actually go on sale this Friday, starting at only $29.50.
You don't want to put gloves or something on so you can fingerprint it?
An invasion of privacy during what was supposed to be a relaxing vacation. A couple discovered a camera inside their cruise ship cabin.
Yeah. ABC's Gio Benitez explains what they did when they found it and how the cruise line is responding in today's GMA First Look.
They're the couple who says they found a hidden camera inside their cabin aboard a Carnival cruise ship.
You don't want to put gloves or something on so you can fingerprint it?
recording their own video as a worker came to the room to remove the device. But Dana and Chris White now tell Inside Edition they felt like their privacy had been invaded. They say they wanted to stay anonymous, but are now speaking out after the cruise line said the camera couldn't record.
You could see once it was taken out of the bundle of wires, it was an actual camera.
Carnival telling ABC News it found a video transmitter, but it was not connected to an electrical source and not capable of recording, adding a full investigation was conducted by the shipboard team. Our security team turned the device over to the FBI for further inspection. And we'll have more on how you can protect yourself coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Definitely makes you want to look around in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And
what are you going to look at? People are weird.
Yeah.
Right. All right. At 5:25, chaotic moments captured on video, moments after a student opened fire on a classmate in North Carolina, killing him. What police say led up to this shooting? Well, we're finding out.
Plus, scary moments on the road. A drunk driver rolls over on a highway, but he's no stranger to police.
And people in this neighborhood on edge after they say somebody keeps trying to break into their cars. How you can protect yourself. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. Is this better? Is this better? Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's what really frightens me, is that it's happening right here in front of me.
Well, people living in Summerlin feeling scared inside their own neighborhood after an increase in car break-ins that were caught on camera.
New video shows the chaos inside a North Carolina high school after a student pulls out a gun and shoots another one. What investigators believe led up to the violence.
By the end of the week, more than 5,000 new troops will be at the U.S.-Mexico border. The new message from the president for the migrants that are on their way to the U.S.
I can't wait to see that next game. It'll be fun.
It is fun! A sweet surprise a local teacher received from the Golden Knights, the battle she was fighting just months before getting this news.
But first, pumpkin pie. That's a holiday staple. And if you head to Costco, you can apparently get one that's nearly 4 pounds. It's said to be the store's most anticipated fall item. Costco's pies are baked in-house, and it's about 12 inches wide. Oh, and they're only $5.99. What a steal! I can't tell the pounds and the largeness by looking at the picture.
I was kind of thinking 12 inches wide isn't that big.
No,
I mean,
4 pounds is pretty heavy, though.
The Costco down where I live on the south side of the valley, we got a new one that's about to open. Everyone's really excited about it.
Yeah.
So I'll go later this week or whenever they open, I'll buy 25 4-pound pies. I'll bring them in and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Costco style.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that. I do like pumpkin pie, and I'm not a big dessert person.
Well, maybe I'll earmark 10 of those pies for you, Dana.
Thank you.
And you'll never eat more than a bite. We are looking at temperatures outside this morning, starting off in the 60s. That's not the big story, though. The big story is the wind that is barreling in from the north at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. That wind is going to be present throughout our Tuesday. A lot of sunshine in the forecast. We're going to stay in the 60s just about all morning long, but into the afternoon we'll try to push it into the mid-70s. Right now, 69 degrees, so it's not actually the temperatures that are super cold, it's just the wind that makes it feel quite chilly. The high today only 75 degrees. Nina, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Temperatures tomorrow will fall off into the low 70s. We will check the wind for today and tomorrow in just a second.
All right, thank you, Justin. Well, things are looking pretty calm traffic-wise for the most part this morning, guys. I just have a quick update for you, reminding you again that US 95 right at the 15, both north and southbound directions are now back open to traffic after some overnight construction that went on in that area. So here's our camera right there. Things are looking pretty great. You know, we wish that the freeways are going to stay like this for the rest of the day. It doesn't always happen, but hey, take your chances while you can, right? Here's a look at your drive times right now at the resort corridor. That's looking great. 8 minutes heading to both directions.
All right, Nina, thank you. This morning, people living in Summerlin on edge after surveillance videos have caught several people trying to break into cars.
13 Action News reporter Marissa Kiddiston tells us how you can stay safe. Marissa.
Yeah, I checked crime mapping to see what's been going on in this neighborhood recently. I did, we're going to post it on the screen for you guys to check out right there. You can see 13 burglaries, 7 car break-ins. That's just in the past month. So obviously people in this neighborhood on edge this morning. Take a look at this. This man was caught on camera. He walks up to a vehicle, appears to check the lock, then walks away. Seconds later, the same thing, but with different guys. Now people are worried.
They're casing, and I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's what really frightens me, is that it's happening right here in front of me.
So here's how you can stay safe. First, hide your valuables in your car, cover up purses, or slide those shopping bags under the seats. Next, always double check that you locked your doors and your windows. Even the smallest crack can actually leave your car vulnerable. Also, invest in an anti-theft device. That's a pedal jack or even a GPS tracker. Just tinting your windows could help. And finally, leave your car in a well-lit area. And our team here at 13 Action News has reached out to Metro to see if they'll be stepping up patrols in this area. We haven't yet heard back. Marissa Kinnison, 13 Action News.
It's upsetting for those residents, though, when they feel like we're being watched, we're being cased. So great tips there, Marissa. Thank you.
Well, aside from car break-ins and carjackings, home invasions are frequent crimes in our communities as well.
This morning, a home invasion victim is sharing what he did to stay alive when he came face-to-face with a criminal.
So I was just trying to point out to him that I am a person. I'm an old person.
This week, we're helping you stay safe here in Las Vegas because your safety is our priority. Coming up in our next hour, we'll hear more on the victim's story of survival and the steps experts urge you to take if you ever come across an intruder in your home.
Another crime alert now. Police are searching for 2 people behind a robbery at a local bar that sent 1 person to the hospital. This map shows the exact location, and police say that the suspects walked into Torrey Pines Pub on Lake Mead and Torrey Pines yesterday morning. Now, they ordered everybody onto the floor and then took cash from the register. Pretty scary. The robbers hit and injured one of the customers, and that person was taken to a hospital but is expected to recover.
Video this morning shows the chaos that unfolded during a deadly school shooting in the middle of a school hallway in North Carolina. It's a story we brought you as it was breaking yesterday on Good Morning Las Vegas. Now we know 16-year-old Bobby McCreathen was shot and killed by a classmate during a fight. Police say the fight started as bullying that escalated out of control, but we're not sure if the shooter or the victim was the bully. This is the suspected shooter, a 16-year-old freshman. He surrendered to police and now faces a first-degree murder charge. School will be closed today. Well, if you or someone you know is being bullied, there is help. CCSD has an app called Safe Voice where students can anonymously report incidents or threats. For more information on how to use the Safe Voice app, just head to ktnv.com/links.
Well, the FDA has put vape producers on notice, and they must reveal their ingredient list to federal authorities by next week if they want to even stay in business. While Mob Liquid Labs invited 13 Action News into their facility for a look around, they say they've already sent their ingredient list to the FDA ahead of the deadline. The directive comes after the FDA's commissioner called the number of teens using vapes an epidemic. While local vape producers are noticing the FDA is taking a closer look.
I actually had a FDA agent walk in before and they said everything was good. They're starting to do checks.
While the industry sold nearly $2 billion in products last year alone, medical professionals warn the long-term health effects are not known and more studies are needed. Well, this just in, President Trump says he plans to end birthright citizenship via executive order for children of non-citizens and unauthorized immigrants born on U.S. soil. President Trump says White House lawyers are reviewing his proposal. It's unclear how quickly he'd act on that executive order.
Right now, more than 800 troops are heading to the U.S.-Mexico border in anticipation of the migrant caravan from Central America. By the end of the week, more than 5,200 troops will be there. While the caravans are moving quickly, their numbers are dropping. The president sent out a tweet calling the migration an invasion and vowed that the military will be there, quote, waiting for you. Today marks exactly 1 week until the midterm elections. The Trump administration is launching a new campaign urging people to vote Republican. The White House says President Trump will hold 11 rallies across 8 states in the final days before the midterm election. For everyone who is social media savvy, there's a Twitter account to keep Nevada voters in the know. @NVElect shares all information related to the midterm election, including deadlines, early voting sites, and voter turnout so far.
Well, Election Day is next Tuesday, but many people don't vote because they have to go to work. But there's a law to protect you and your job.
Here in Nevada, businesses are required to give employees 1 to 3 hours of paid time off so they can vote. You do have to notify your employer before Election Day that that's your intention. Employers can set the time for leave to minimize the impact on business operations. A reminder, though, it might be easier for you to early vote, and you can do that up until Friday.
Now trending, the internet is abuzz as the McDonald's McRib is coming back. But here's the deal, folks. It is not coming back to Nevada.
The fast food chain announced that customers can start ordering the popular sandwich, but according to a locator map, the closest location you can get a McRib is in Southern California. Sorry, everybody, if you're a McRib lover.
It's funny, the comments are some that love it and there's some that don't. So, you know, there's really no in the middle. But I've never had one. Have you?
I've never had one. Nope. Just the look of it, it looks weird to me because it's all meat, but they've like molded it into rib shapes, and I mean, you know I love my Big Mac, so I'm not knocking on McDonald's, but the McRib I maybe could pass on.
All right, well, that's why. They said Beth Fisher isn't a fan. You know what? We're not bringing it to Nevada. 5:40 now.
Well, if you've noticed your ride-sharing driver taking longer than the app estimates that it should, it might be because they're lying about the location, how they're cheating the system.
Plus, months ago, she was battling cancer, and now she is heading to her first Golden Knights game. How the team surprised her in front of the entire school.
And the Golden Knights are going back out on the road for a couple of games. The team is hosting a watch party for the game against the Nashville Predators tonight.
It's at Nacho Daddy, yep, near Sahara and Fort Apache. Puck drops at 5 p.m.
That sounds like fun. We've got some winds outside early this morning that are really coming in from the northwest at 23 miles per hour at McCarran. It's actually the strongest observation wind-wise across the entire valley. Looks like the breezes will really pick up valley-wide between 7 and 10 o'clock this morning. We'll see how long they last and just how chilly that's going to make our trick-or-treat forecast next. Morning Las Vegas, sneaking up on 5:45 on our Tuesday morning. We've already got some breezes out there. Maximum wind speeds, the gusts as we call them, will hit 35 miles per hour. That is possible even early this morning, and that'll be even more likely midday through the afternoon. Still breezy tonight into Wednesday, 25 mile per hour gusts on Halloween. Just during the daytime. The wind should relax in time for trick-or-treating tomorrow evening. Nina, we're going to talk about just how chilly it is out there coming up in a second, because temperatures today about 10 degrees colder than they have been.
All right, thank you, Justin. Well, I just have a few quick updates for you guys as you head out the door this morning. First off, we are still looking into that slowdown that we're seeing on the southbound lane of the 15. It starts right at Owens and it slowly builds up down in Washington. And also, I want to remind you guys in the meantime that throughout the week until Friday, we have SEMA show that is going on right at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So avoid the area of Paradise and DI because there will be heavy traffic out there throughout the week.
Drinking and drive. What the f is wrong with me? Look, wow.
All right, watch this. New video out of Florida shows some scary moments on a highway as a black car swerves in and out of traffic, just missing other cars. What happens next is tragic. The black car takes an exit, hits something, and then rolls over. Police did arrest the driver, and they say this was his second DUI offense.
New this morning, have you ever noticed your ride-sharing drivers may take longer than the app estimates to get to you? Well, it turns out that could be on purpose.
Uber admits its location system can be hacked. When you call for a ride, your request will ping the nearest available driver. But dishonest drivers